get it. Let's get it.
What's up guys, we're the Espos and today we're filming a video for KRAM Nutrition.
So KRAM is a new up-and-coming company. They're getting into sprouts for the first time, so hyped for them. That is why we're making this video for them, so that they can advertise, showing people off that, hey, we're in your grocery store.
So these are little sandwiches, kind of like Uncrustables, except they're much healthier. They're packed full of nutrients and protein, and they're perfect for on the go.
And by the way, we're not actually like getting paid to say this or anything. They're just so good. Like, I'm a big person on fitness, and the fact that it actually has like actual amount of protein and they're so easy. Such a cool idea, such a cool idea.
Yeah. Okay, for the bag spinning shots, we're gonna do these with both bags. We decided to use fishing line attached to this little pole up here because the bottom, there was nothing to tape to it for us to do the spin, but these bags have this cool little double fold right here so the fishing line could fit right in it, and it worked perfectly. We've got two lights for this shot, super simple. We've got a rectangular softbox here and then a big key light there.
Okay, for the next shot, it is going to be the PB&J. It's gonna go from the bag to the peanut butter and jelly. And for that, we're just propping it up on the skewer and on the turntable, getting a classic turnaround shot, and it's the exact same lighting.
Okay, for the last shot, super simple, exact same thing, but we're gonna take a bite out of this. It's on the back of their packaging. We thought it would be a cool way to show what's actually inside the sandwich.
All right, let's get into the editing. So a couple things I want to explain to you guys. First, I've been working with transform layers on this project a lot, and I've kind of made it an absolute mess. I've been changing around things nonstop. So for this behind the scenes editing kind of portion, I don't actually want to go and show you every little bit by bit on the actual screen because it is an absolute mess, and my ADHD self went a little crazy with it, and I don't want to confuse any of you. So I think I'm just gonna tell you guys some of the main things. What I'm gonna do is I got a list of the key parts to this video on what actually made it do what it does, and I'm just gonna explain it in a couple tips and tricks I learned on the way. So let's do it. So it's 4 cuts. So that means on the drops on the song, I chose, there's 4 different drops. That's pretty big. Francis actually made this song again, so let's actually see him real quick and see what he has to say about the song.
What's up, everybody? It's Fran coming at you with the music. So for this song, I made a classic boom bap kind of style, kind of beat for a classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich commercial. Hope you enjoyed it.
So for this video, there's 4 cuts as you see. So you have the bag here, you have the bag here, you got the PB&J here, then you got nothing. So 4 cuts, it's just a spinning trick, spin to the next scene. And one of the key things I wanted to explain to you guys is I really learned that the best time to cut when you're doing these transitions between different spinning things, it's the classic product video move, is you wanna be cutting right at that first quarter turn. Does that make sense? So right at that first quarter, it turns, and then it turns into the other bag. And I noticed that that's the best because it's quick, it just happens right there, so your brain doesn't have time to like process, I feel like, as much, but also, so when it does the turn and it's all the way around, it does the 180, it's actually the new bag, and that'll help, you can see the new color change before it even gets around. I've noticed that that really just makes it smooth. Also, on every single one of these cuts, it's obviously just a speed ramp. And then I also always throw some directional blur on it. You always want to throw some blur just to help sell it, because when I'm recording it really slow on the turntable, there's no motion blur, but in real life, if something was spinning that fast, there would definitely be motion blur. And then for each one of these cuts, I also always do different kind of sounds. So I'll do whooshes and different pass-by noises. Sometimes I'll stack them, so you'll see a few that are stacked here. And then I try to switch them up on pretty much every turn. I don't want them each being the same. It sounds really repetitive, and you can kind of hear it. So I do different whooshes, or I'll do different combo whooshes. Some maybe longer whoosh or like layered with a single whoosh, or like a harder hit, so you can kind of hear it a little better. It's just super fun. Just add sound effects. They really make a difference. They're super subtle, but it's definitely worthwhile. Those are kind of the only ones we did, and then we added the crunch at the end of the PB&J. And that just needed to be there. There's a big bite taken out. Other big part of this project, it is gonna be the words. I literally, this is no plugin, this is nothing, this is just what's in here. So there's a 3D text that does a spin. You can edit the parameters so that it kind of matched it. And I don't know if you noticed, but it kind of spins at different times, and I wanted that on purpose. So they'll spin out together, but on each of these, you'll see the item spin and then the word spin. I like the look of it. On some of the beats too, it has like a boom, boom. And so it's kind of like the first spin, and then the second spin is like the boom, first spin, then the words come for the second one, and it makes you kind of, or at least for me, I noticed that I could really see the bread first and then the words. And I just thought it, made me cause more interest on the screen. So that's kind of why I kept it that way. That was intentional, and then they go out together. Spinning to the last scene, it just increased in size. There's no words, obviously, but I wanted to emphasize the PB&J in the middle so you can actually see the jelly coming out. So that's why this shot's bigger, showing it off. Sydney just took a great old bite out of it. And of course had the chomp sound. And then the company's going into Sprouts, that's a big thing, so he just wanted me to say that at the end, so that's why we added it. He'll be targeting the ads in all the places that Sprouts is gonna be carrying it. All right, last little tip for you about the editing is I really learned over the last few projects the benefits of just taking breaks. If you're editing for many, many hours of the day, as I know some of you are, as sometimes I am, sometimes I'll go 10 hours of editing, the breaks are so mandatory. I start having my eyes even hurting, but mainly just like, I've seen the footage so many times that I really stop seeing differences, and it seems like it just kind of gets cluttered in my brain. So I really like to always sleep on a project 2 nights at least. I like having a fresh set of eyes, a fresh brain going into it, and then going back over, seeing what I can fix, what can I change. And a really good example of this is I just had a lot of brain fatigue. So for the longest time, for a couple days, I kept the shot where this bread didn't get bigger. It's so simple, but on day 3, me looking at it, I'm like, why is it small? This is the main, there's no words, there's nothing else. It needs to get bigger. And probably most of you would have just figured that out instantly, but it was just like, I feel like I had just had a lot of fatigue on my brain, and I just wasn't seeing it. And so waking up the next morning made the big difference, and I looked at it and go, whoa, gotta fix this. And it's just little things like that, giving your brain time to see it in different angles, see it in different places, invite friends to look at it. You just want as many opportunities to see it in different perspectives to make sure it's perfect. That's just my last tip for you.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you're in the Northern California area, look for these at Sprouts.
They'll probably be nationwide by the time everyone sees this video now in a few years. All right, guys, with that being said, have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.
Peace.
Let's get it.